What's up, everyone? This is Moe Alabdullah.
And this is Luke Cole.
And this is Sweet Canal, where it's fit for you to listen to. Welcome back. This is obviously and clearly season 2. As you can see, I'm way older than I used to be.
Well, there's been a lot that's gone on. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure we were going to record this episode as well, but, it happened anyway. I wasn't fully ready for it. But I am now. I ignore the beard. Sometimes people like to grow them. It's fine. So if someone has it, maybe they are trying a new look. By the way,
I shaved mine off this morning. I did.
I thought about it yesterday. I said, should I clean up for this episode or not? Is the Muhammad's gonna look like a hobo or not? I said, I can be. So about a couple of months ago, I decided to grow it and not even touch it for a long time because I was planning on a big party I'm going to.
A big party?
Yeah.
Okay.
It changes your social status as well.
Okay.
So we're hitting red on this because we're really excited. Boom. Okay. So I was planning on this big party to go to.
Where is this party?
It was back in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Some people call it a wedding. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay, so I booked a really nice barbershop that doesn't only use a straight razor and just like fix your face and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a steam and you're done. It's not a few lotion and you're done. I had to go there a day before the wedding, whatever that is, and they put black wax on my face, and I was very joyful, I can say, and smiling, and my friends were around me. And
were they taking pictures?
Of course.
Okay.
And he put.
I didn't see any of them.
You know what? I should send you some.
For your bachelor party at the day spa, yeah.
Yeah, I just forgot to. But you will get them soon. I didn't give it a chance to take a look at them. But let's go back to the topic. He put wax on my face. It's not a normal wax to use. It's really dark, hot, and when I smiled, he said, "If you want to keep your mustache, do not smile." And he put it like all over my face and here, like delicately and thick. Waited for it to dry and peeled it off my face. This was not pleasant. I cried, basically, without the noise of it. My eyes were watering, and he started to use a method. I'm not sure if it exists in the United States or not. I'm pretty sure it does, but I'm not sure where, or if it does or not. He uses a thread in order to make a perfect line in here and here. So after a while, if my beard grows back, it will grow, and the straight line will be here. So it's kind of... it lasts longer because it takes off the hairs
from the follicle.
Yeah, they're really painful as well.
I've seen a Far East or Asian person doing this in the the mall.
Yeah.
They do it very quickly, and they do it with a string, and they're professionals. They do it real fast, and they got it taken care of. I saw them doing eyebrows.
Yeah, some people like to do that. I have one of my friends who does his whole basically face with that. That's a lot of pain. I don't know how ladies do it, but that's a lot of pain.
I think they use the same method to make designs. Do they do design work, or is that a?
Yeah, they do design work as well here and here. They did. I had a goatee, but there is an extra line in here. I'm not gonna be able to do that myself. I have to have a barbershop. However, that barbershop had 8 to 10 chairs. As much as that with workers, it has a steam room and a reception and another room where you can wait. That's not the casual barbershop. Usually the barbershops are 2 chairs, 1 guy. And the waiting room is in that shop, and the shop is like that rectangular shape. That's it. This place is way much bigger and it has a restroom and a shower. And that day was a weekend, of course, and there were like 3 other grooms as well. So it didn't feel really special, but it was really crowded. So I didn't feel super special. I had a cameraman with me, had my friends, my brother. There was like 3 or 4 people. That's just with me. And then on the other side, the same thing.
Wow.
On the other side, the same thing. So in the morning when I was waiting for my my cameraman, there was 2 other cameramans than the cameraman I was waiting for.
Wow.
I was like, what are you doing here? So there are other people who are doing this as well, the same days as you.
Okay.
So this is a pretty famous barbershop to do those kind of things.
Okay.
So that kind of gives me a comfort that because they are really good at their jobs, obviously. And I did not pay for that because one of my friends. It was a gift.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I told my friend to book it ahead of time, which is a month. And he booked it and paid for them, and I never talked about that with him. So I considered it as a gift. Yeah.
It was a gift.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Happy wedding.
Yes. Speaking of gift, he brought me a really nice gift. I'm still eating it.
Good.
You brought me dates from California.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in dates because we locally produce them. As we locally produce them.
It's quite something. All the trees.
The ones you brought me that doesn't have what's that called?
A pit.
A pit in it. Ours does, and has something on top as well. It's a part of the pit. It's basically where the date hangs from. I'm not sure when our dates that we brought from home when was produced, but pretty recent. So there is a difference between the California ones and these ones.
Totally.
There is a slight difference.
I thought it would be interesting to see.
A pound and a half or 2 pounds, and that's like $3 in our country. I'm sure this one is not.
It's like.
Yeah, something else.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy to try them and see what's the difference here and there. And they're not bad. They can be an alternative after I run out of these, which is pretty soon, I think, because I'm like binge eating on it on every meal. I don't know why. I usually bring one pack, and
that's your home food.
Yeah, and that pack would last forever. But this time now we're going.
Well, you're not alone anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
You have a partner, and you guys also, being from the same place, probably are very reminiscent and missing your parents, missing your friends. You guys are over in a different world together. It's very interesting and unique.
Yeah, I can see the changes. Like when I started coming here in 2013, like my family's attention and interest was a lot more. They just like, hey, take a picture of everything we want to see. I wanted to share with them almost everything, but now it's more mellow. I don't have to see my brother the day I'm leaving. I can see him a day or 2 before. His sister, the same thing. We get on a conference call whenever we can, but with her it's different. They just have to call almost all the time. How you doing? Are you comfortable? Is it cold for you? Is it nice? Do you want people that you want to meet in here that we know from home?
Sure.
Stuff
for your
like
lady.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
I actually put a limit on there. I just said, if you want to make friends that speak English only with you, not Arabic, because you need to improve your language. And I need that too. That's why I'm not hanging out with my own language people. So I have those people with me from home. I have best friends. I have family members, and I think that's enough. I'm here to experience and gain a lot of knowledge. So I would have to deal with people who only can speak English or Spanish or whatever, so I can communicate with them on that way.
I understand.
So
that in itself is a challenge. I mean, that's a big deal.
Big deal.
It is a big deal. I mean, when you're focused on really integrating yourself into a different environment and society, and now you're married and you have your wife to think about and what happens there, and family and just everything. It's a big, in a different country. I think about it a lot. I think about the steps you've taken. It's remarkable.
I'm not an expert in relationships because I'm recently, I had just got a partner. But I think other than honesty and communication, which I heard on this morning's radio, there is another nice key to it, which is let's laugh.
Yeah.
And
learn.
Yeah.
Laugh and learn.
If I can uncontrollably laugh, and she's there as well, or she goes there as well, it seems like a pretty fun thing to do.
Yes.
I don't feel like obligated to say, okay, stop laughing, well, which sometimes I do, but I feel like laughing comfortably is a really good release.
It is a very healthy release.
Since these days we can't really go outside and walk because it's super cold, usually in the Midwest. And this is a pretty new life, so I can't really go to the gym yet, so I need to go back to that. Other than that, back in 2014, I started a really strict diet, which made me a little bit crazy. But I started working out a lot, not eating junk food or not eating a lot, honestly, and it got me really good physical shape. But I always prefer to do exercises outside because being outside is one part of the exercise. You might be able to get in shape inside of walls, but outside of it, you will just like feels more open. Feels like, oh, the sky is the limit as far as I see. It's not this ceiling or background or something.
Cavemen weren't working out in gyms. Our ancestors were outside engaging with Mother Nature, and they were working themselves into supreme, fit selves that they are, and stamina through working with Mother Nature outside. I'm with you. I like that idea too.
Yeah.
I can't, excuse me, I can't always get the intensity of the workout that I want unless I'm running. Running I can, but if I'm on a pre-core in the gym, I can get that done in 30 minutes, Outside it seems like it takes a little longer unless it's really hot out to get that sweat build up and release. But I understand.
There's something about it. Okay, public service announcement. Prepare the clothes you're gonna go out with the night before. It is pretty cool thing to do, and you don't have to think in the morning that, oh, what should I wear? Oh my God, I haven't ironed my pants yet. You would have to or worry about that the night before, and as soon as you wake up, almost everything is ready. And if you want to go the extra kilometer, you can, if you're gonna plan to make breakfast, you can put the dishes out for that. And then if you go fully out there, you can just like hang your backpack on the door and like put the keys on it and make everything planned.
That makes life easier.
Yes,
it does.
And there's one thing I would like to, it's a critique and a personal opinion and a reference. I'm not saying it to make people agree with me or not, but I noticed on this campus that vending machines have candy bars and chips and junk food basically.
Okay.
And if you want to get an actual salad, I'm not sure that coffee shop sells it, but they're not that cheap. And if you want to get an actual healthy food, you have to pack it at home. I usually like to eat a fruit salad or an actual salad with like cucumbers and lettuce and stuff. So I would pack that in my backpack and eat it at school. How about if I didn't have the time to prepare it? I would have to go through the candy bars. and those are pretty, just say, they make me go bad on my diet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that perfectly, but that gives me an opportunity to be bad at my food as well. So sometimes I just have the salad, look left and right. Nobody is looking, and I would get some junk food as well. So I'm saying that there should be more healthier options. I know these don't go bad. They are available everywhere. A lot of people like them, but still, where's the healthy component out of it? This is an education place. This is where people start or change.
Mm-hmm.
So why not include diet as well?
That's a great idea. When you're on a diet or when you're really working towards making the change for your health and physical wellness, people who are very disciplined and serious will get agitated. But I will tell you that in this city, this is something that's really remarkable about Kansas City, is that at 95% of the grocery stores, there's a salad bar. That is something that is awesome that we have going here in Kansas City. The salad bars in Kansas City are really good, and I really like taking advantage of that aspect, because I like to eat healthy and I like a good salad and soup, and sometimes it's a nice change.
I've left nutritional food for a while. When I got back on eating a salad, I was not accepting it. It's not as delicious as chips. I'm pretty sure of that. It's not. It's I don't know. I'm not sure how to. I don't know what's the word for that. I lost that word. But if you start to eat a salad, after a while you will or may get used to it and actually enjoy the taste of it. And still, from time to time, go and eat a bag of chips. That's fine. As long as you put that bag of chips as a side dish, not the main dish, and put the salad as a side dish. You know what? I've been eating a lot of burgers lately, and I would like to change and use a salad today. So one time every week, that's not really cut it. That's one way to put your mind into a healthier position.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long PSA. Oh, it started with clothes and then you're here. So, I should have run those topics on you before we started, but
it's okay.
That's fine.
I'm excited.
What is typical to do? What is the social norm? And if you got out of that, does that make you impolite? Or was that, say, the edgy person, or the person who likes to be different or unique? Or is there a nice way to go out of the norm but stay within? So, as an example, I was working in KHEN, and Kevin gave me a little bit of a hard time because I wasn't sure to do something, and after just like 2 minutes I got a handle on it and it went fine. And then a minute after that, Angela went in and she said, "Hey, hi Muhammad, how are you doing? Have you been glad to see you out of trouble? Are you out of trouble?" or something like that. The typical or the normal response would say, "Yeah, it's good, how you doing?" or something like that. But I said, "No, I am in trouble." And she said, "What did you do?" Which is out of the normal conversation. I said, "I spilled some coffee on the table, but I cleaned it up and everything is fine now." Kevin picked up on that and did not say anything, but he picked up on that I was in trouble, but I'm not anymore because I solved the issue. But I put the coffee as a metaphor, and everything went fine. The same thing goes in grocery stores. If a salesman comes up to me and says, "Hey, do you need anything?" "Yeah, I actually do. I want a better salary or something." I should just just say, "Oh no, I'm good, thanks," or "Yeah, do you have this product?" Do you see what I'm getting at? Not yet. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Direct versus indirect?
I'm not sure what that means.
Okay.
But okay, just
Being direct is what's on your mind, telling people what's on your mind, and doing things that may not sit well, and then coding it over. You can be passive and not tell people how you feel, and use your own expressions, body language, or attitudes or behaviors to say something else, or you can just go with it and do the norm.
the norm would be, yes, I'm fine. The
That's correct.
Yeah, the normal one would be creating a small talk that is not usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how's the weather today? Fine, you know how it is, tuition and stuff. But why can't I put a nice twist to it? It's not gonna end the day.
You can with her, she's fine with that. But most people
Are not.
What?
Or yes or not?
Yeah, Angela's fine with that sort of thing. She can handle it. Some people who are not quick on their feet or expect things to be a certain way, she's been in radio and in media, so she understands how quickly things change, right in front and moment to moment. So I think people who work like that and have been in that environment are much more adaptable, and when they get shocked by something, it's not so shocking. It'd be shocking to someone else, but they can take it with a grain of salt.
That's correct. So I get responses like,
I do too, don't worry. I feel like I'm not from here either, buddy. Well, I am from here, and I feel like I'm not from here. So, Mohammed, you're doing great. Okay, you're doing great.
I don't like to respond normally. Like my wife said, you almost always unexpected with your responses. You should just say, "Hey, okay, no, bye, thank you," but you usually say something unpredicted, but not impolite in another way. Speaking of unpoliteness, if someone holds the door for you, say thank you. And if there is another door, which usually is, say thank you again. That's saying thank you once, that's not cut it. Or just don't say thank you at all. You can open your own doors. And then call me to open your own doors, So, Luke, my friends still say that I pronounce your name in a funny way. Luke.
It's fine.
That's fine.
You're doing
But I
it.
notice myself doing it.
No. It's sometimes they have all sorts of pronunciations. They have Lucas and Luke and Luca over in Italy. There's even Lucian.
Oh, what is that?
Well, I mean,
Italian?
I don't know, but it's a derivative. I just go by Luke Joseph.
Luke Joseph.
Sometimes Cool Hand.
Oh, Mac Daddy Dad.
Mac Daddy Caddy. Or Intergalactic.
Mac Daddy Caddy is very ringing. Like, it comes to mind and just like, yeah, that person is Mac Daddy Caddy.
When I was young, I still have personality traits of that person, but I've kind of shifted. I can, if I'm doing something that needs that person or character, I recall and can be that character. But I enjoy playing characters. I do enjoy playing characters. Cameron, my lady's very creative and artistic, and we also, as you were talking about, laughing with your partner. What an amazing thing. There can be challenge, but laughter could bring a much different response and outcome for the day, and I appreciate that. And we laugh so hard, Mohammed, truly, that I will black out. I black out and I lose. I have to. My brain does lose oxygen for a couple moments. I don't know how it happens. I haven't stopped breathing. I get winded and I get dizzy, and the laughter doesn't stop. Sometimes it turns into tears, so it just keeps going.
All right.
It's pretty funny sometimes. She gets me going pretty hard.
What happens when you black out? Do you just like faint?
I go, ah! I go like, it happened again. I just blacked out. Oh gosh. Like,
That's pretty fun. Looks like pretty fun.
it's pretty funny. I mean, I don't like it because it kind of worries me, but I know I'm enjoying whatever it is I'm laughing about. So
That's fine. That's fun.
I don't like doing it in the car though.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah.
That's another tip.
Keep your consciousness, stay conscious while driving.
Well, I like to laugh up to the point that I cannot walk until I'm done laughing,
Yeah.
and that doesn't sound really bad. It's fun, unless I'm on a hurry.
I think there are a lot of people that want to. You and I are communicators, and we enjoy. You and I will have, hallway conversations that can last a very long time. They could last longer than we let them last. Our walks to class, like last semester. Well, we had to separate so that you could go your way, I could go my way. There was still a lot to talk about. I think people. We're lucky that we didn't know each other before last semester, but we connected and we decided we were going to do a show. Certain personalities connect. If people have, certain people who are wanting to do things and be progressive and productive, get along with other people who are being progressive and productive, they get along better than people who are not being productive and progressive. So that's one reason that we connected. And it's hard to find that. I've had a real hard time. So finding this ability to have our conversation and this is very productive in the space. Muhammad has, as we talked about at the beginning of last season 1, Muhammad has actually gone through and done everything that he said he was going to do. He's registered the videos on Time Warner 17KN and gotten most of our episodes, all of them up on YouTube, and also just it's been floors me with the amount of work that's required to get a production up. But Muhammad was very dedicated to it, and I feel like a beneficiary of all of it. We were consistent. I mean, it was every Wednesday, or what was it last semester?
It was every Wednesday.
It was Wednesday at 1. So this semester.
It's every Wednesday at 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Somebody else got that spot.
Okay, so you can tune in live on our KRU network. What are the call numbers?
K-ro.org. Call numbers.
Mm-hmm. You just go to the .org, exactly, because it's digital. There is no traditional transmission. This is digital, so anyone around the world can tune in, which is actually much better.
We're on Central Time, right?
We're on Central. And Muhammad's friends in Saudi Arabia, friends in Bahrain, Qatar, all over the world. My friends here, California, New York, wherever they are tuning in from time to time. Hopefully they can join us in the live. If not, we're available on a variety of other platforms, thanks to Muhammad.
Yes, indeed. On Central Time at 12 p.m. on Wednesdays, you can catch us live on k-ro.org. And if you don't like to do that, you can catch us on YouTube whenever this thing gets produced. It's not immediate. It takes a while to produce it, but it's up there eventually. If you
Muhammad has done very good getting our episodes up. It takes...
Yep, the internet connection is pretty impressive in this school.
Good.
So, yeah, I don't have to
Good.
spend so much time waiting.
Good.
Yeah.
Our labs are nice. There's been a lot of work. That's actually one of the topics for the newspaper, U-News, that I was going to bring up, is just all the change that's going on in the communications department, and what there is to look forward to.
I don't like to toot my own horn, but Luke actually was checking out the U-News newspaper, and our show was on there.
Yeah.
It was a nice promotion for
It's a huge
KRU.
honor.
And
I couldn't believe it.
I don't know. The one Brent who wrote the article contacted me last semester, and said, would you mind answering these questions? I said, yeah, sure, no problem. And I answered them, and he said, I'm going to publish it on the news. And I said, okay, no problem, just let me know when it does. And I never gave it any attention after that. And all of a sudden now it's on New News and on their website as well.
That's awesome.
Which brings up one critique of it. When they put it on the website, they put a picture of a mic instead of ours.
Of a what?
A mic, like a radio mic,
Okay.
instead of our picture.
Okay. On internet.
Yeah, on the
Okay.
internet version.
Okay.
And the physical version
Yes.
is our picture, but
Right.
on the internet version, they did not put it. Even though UMPC is known to put people up, I'm not sure why they did not. Maybe it wasn't a high quality picture. Maybe
It was
something
pretty
else.
dark. Do you remember the picture inside?
A little bit.
It's dark.
But if it's good enough to be printed,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Or he can just like drop by one day and take an actual good picture of us.
Mhm.
Or if he asked me, I would probably make that
When you take
arrangement.
pictures, you take
Yeah.
selfies.
Yeah, it should have worked, but you know.
Well, I thought it was really an honor. It was a real surprise, and it was our first week back, so I thought it was a great gift.
Yes.
It was your first week back from a very big break. I couldn't believe how it was a big break.
It was a big break.
Big break, and I think both of us are feeling better.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, we had so much going on last semester. For individually, we did. We are lucky. This was something that we really wanted to remain focused on, this show and the time that we had together to talk about just the uniqueness of two individuals from very different parts of the world coming together here in the heart of America to talk about real life, real talk.
Right, no. Okay. Even if you run into each other in the hallways, if the topic takes too long and one of us has a class to go to, I would say, you know what, let's keep that for the radio and talk about that.
That's true.
Yeah, so sometimes I just don't stop with or if I run into Luke, because we have obligations, but eventually we're gonna get on the radio and then we can talk about that right here.
Yeah, life has gotten so busy.
What's new these days is I'm working an internship with KCUR. If you are from Kansas City, I'm pretty sure you are familiar with that. It's a radio channel that is a professional and runs across Kansas City and
It's
Jackson.
an NPR affiliate, so it's picking up all the national news coming from NPR Washington.
Neat.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And
Yes.
we have a very close relationship, the school does, with that radio. And
Yes.
it's really, really, we are large benefactors of the hard work that's gone on here for decades. And we're now here in 2019 being able to reap the rewards of so many other students who didn't get to experience the benefits that we do or the resources that we do.
And some students who graduate from UMKC can get a job in KCUR or an internship, which is something I'm working on. Other than that, things are pretty well and steady. Hopefully this lasts longer. I'm saying keep things steady. Going up the hill is I can say an easy job, but staying at the top is pretty hard because you run out.
Mm-hmm. You run out of money is what you run out of. That's what I always run out of is money. And then I fall way back down and I have to rebuild. And in the process of rebuilding is always truly, I find so much out about myself because I am relentless and I just don't stop. And people probably have a hard time with that because I'm still calling. After all these years, they said no 10 years ago. But the thing is that when you want something, no matter how big or how small, how important to someone it is or how unimportant it is to someone else, if it's inside of your mind and heart and your spirit and in your grasp, because truly only the individual knows what they're willing to go through to get what they need, that they feel they need. But if you are that kind of individual, then don't ignore it. And if you feel that you need something, go out and get it. Remember that we all are men and women with free will. So none of us actually should be jealous of anyone else, because we all have the opportunity through hard work and dedication, perseverance, and some luck to win. And I tell you, I'm a person who has been truly given a lot of red lights and destroyed. I'm a kind of person that's wanted. I think people feel I want too much responsibility too quickly, with too much budget oversight, and that is sometimes challenging for people. But I keep pushing and keep moving in the agenda and the direction that I really know I'm here to move. And part of that is this show. It was a real miracle when Muhammad said, "Do you want to do a show, or have you thought about doing a show?" Because I had been wanting to do a show, and I just wanted it to be entertaining and thought-provoking, and I didn't think that people just wanted to listen to me for an hour. So I'm glad that we can do this.
I'm very happy as well. Very happy. In one of my sociology, I took sociology classes, and one of the things that they talked about is how toys influence our social roles. So I had to look that up. There was one of the assignments to go to a shop, an actual store, or a website online.
FAO Schwartz? You mean like toy store? Because most of them shut down. Our toys have been replaced with cell phones and little computer gadgets.
That's correct. Our assignment was on physical toys, actually, that you can play with, not something electronic. Maybe she didn't mention that, I'm not sure, but it happened already, so I'm done with it. I think I got an A on that assignment, although not the whole class. But that assignment basically it touches on experiences with kids that play with toys and what those toys represent. As an example, superheroes are usually white males. In order to change that, they put a person of color as a superhero, or a female superhero as well. And another toy that reflects on gender, it was like a car toy. It has informations and stuff on it, so it's a source of information that you can play with your kid. And it has a female, a girl who has a hard-on hat, which means a construction work. And that's not the typical social norms, but it teaches the child that, females can be a construction worker.
So it deconstructs the social norms.
That's correct.
Well, that's good. Anything like that is good.
The other toy is a female of color that is a superhero. That's not typical, like the well-known brands of toys. So I am very glad that toy companies are picking up on that and changing the color of their character. To them, it's just a bunch of buttons on the illustrator. To us, not really to us or to our kids, it shows that you don't have to be on that race in order to
achieve
or be on a show or something. Same goes with TV shows. They picked up on that for sure, and they started to make females as the lead character, or the show is all about her, and males would be supporting characters, or a person of color being the dominant character in the show, which is a very good thing, and it attracts a certain type of audience, which is maybe a person from that color or a person who's curious about that, and people who are not interested in either. They would just say, I don't have to be on this race to be successful. I can be on whichever. a certain color who is not put in a certain position that he's a bad guy and the good guy is another color as well.
So I think that with regard to play and just youth growing up, what we used to do working with construction blocks, small Lincoln logs and wood blocks and race cars and building our little race car tracks isn't that far off from what my dad and maybe even my grandfather did. But now it seems to me that whole paradigm of playing with toys that are tangible and physical have transcended, because we don't need as many physical builders. We need more technological savvy people. So the shift in youth toy play and physical interaction is through technological devices, because we need more of that, not more builders. We've built a lot. We've built enough, really.
There is no shame in building as well.
No way.
No.
No, I'm not saying that there is shame. I'm saying that the people who sell the toys don't want as many builders. They want more tech-driven people. No, the buildings are still important. The engineers are still important.
That's
very
correct.
important. I just think that they've moved the technological needs for those jobs in different directions. And they've made them kind of hard to attain. You definitely have to stay in school for quite a while to get there.
But if a car gets stuck, a person who is tech savvy would say, I can design a program that calculates how much we need in order to get this car out. And a builder would say, okay, let's get this car out. And
let's just push it.
Let's
right?
just push it. And
that is
we get there.
That's right. There's still no replacement for getting your hands dirty and getting out there by yourself or with some friends and getting the job done.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Some people made fun of me because I like to use gloves in order to lift my grocery. And there is a lot of jokes online about having to get your grocery to home in one trip. I don't mind doing two, but sometimes I don't have to, and I use the gloves in order that, because it's really it's really sharp or it's really painful.
If you're carrying 4 or 5 or 6 bags, you're using your arm. Do you use your arm up your arm?
No, I use this one a lot.
Oh dang! Because I put them up my arm, because it's so heavy. I feel like wrists are gonna break off or hands.
If you use that method, you will have to keep your arm up. That would exhaust your bicep. But if I use my hand only, it would create a lot of stress. But I don't have to lift it. I just extend it. That's where the gloves comes in. Yeah.
I try to get that. If I'm doing tons and tons of carrying like a pack animal, like I got 8 bags and I've got 2 big backpacks. We're using wrists, hands, elbows, creases everywhere to get. We're going with the load. You got to get it home.
It gets pretty exhausting, especially in my building. The back doors has really short stairs. And front door
that's so
longer.
nice. You don't have to go so
short,
far.
No, short as in my feet does not fit there.
Okay.
So I'm afraid to fall down, and it's really elevated more than the usual stairs. So I would go to the front, which is longer distance but more comfortable for my steps. That's one thing to say. Another topic I would like to touch on is tipping. So it's very usual and known in the United States to give a tip to your waitress or someone who had served you. And in Saudi Arabia that does not exist at all, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but it's a different culture. And I heard that in Japan or Japanese culture does not accept tips, and it's considered as rude. So what I'm saying here, where does the tipping concept comes from?
It comes from employers who are cheap and don't want to pay their employees.
But it's so popular though.
But in America, because I don't know, Mohammed. That's a great question, because I think partially it has to do with employers not wanting to pay, and the people feeling bad for those people not getting paid, and kicking in some retroactive.
Does the
Retributions.
waiter or waitress have to do a good job in order to get a tip, or a good tip?
Yeah.
Or it depends on the person and how much he can afford to give, because some people $10 is a lot, and some other people $3.50 is a lot. So for me, in order to say, oh yeah, you did a really good job, and I would give $5, and some other person would say, you really did a good job, they would give 15, because they are comfortable on that, giving that much. So she or he might get a wrong impression that I'm not giving enough. But in my opinion, or in my perspective, I am giving.
Good point.
Because I'm not making that much.
Right.
So, the usual is 15, 20%, and so on. And how we can get an agreement and say, yeah, you really did a good job, but I cannot afford that much. They say if you cannot tip, you don't have enough money to go out or something. But I still want to. And if
Take it to go. Take it to go.
Yeah, that person is working there because they need money, and I'm making a certain amount of money, and I don't want to. I am giving as well. I am trying to give as well. And if I am a regular customer and I always tip that much, maybe they would get a wrong impression somehow.
Get your order to go.
Get your order to go.
That's
Eat
what I got.
outside or at home.
Take it home.
Or call one of those services
Sit
that
on the
brings it
park
home
bench and
enjoy the cold weather.
Not right now, but here at UMKC we have tons of different places to sit out and just relax.
But I don't like to clean the dishes. Well, you have to try sometimes. Or eat a yogurt and you can throw the whole plate away. And if you don't like yogurts, I'm sorry to bring this up.
Everybody likes yogurt. I think most people like
Most
yogurt.
people do. I like it plain.
And you really?
Yes.
That's very interesting, because I know that they have delicious delight, Saudi yogurt delights, probably with like different nuts and honeys and almonds and stuff.
No idea. I never look at that aisle.
Okay.
I just look at the plain aisle.
Okay.
I know when I'm here, I look for that, and then I don't usually find it, which is not cool. But I still, I mean, I don't mind a fruity yogurt, but I think a yogurt without a fruity taste has less sugar, so it's much healthier option.
I'm a big fan. I like the Greek. It's got the important bacteria in it to help your stomach.
I have a saying, and I want you to put your interpretation into
Okay.
it, or what's the benefit to be on this side or that side. And this saying says, I prefer to be the least knowledgeable person in the room than the most knowledgeable person. And the argument there is, how else I will learn.
Okay.
So if I am not the most intelligent person in the room, I would learn. What about if I am the most intelligent person in the room?
There's a lot of pressure on getting it right, and I think that if you were not the most intelligent person in the room, but you went enough meetings, you become highly intelligent, listening and engaging with the activities. I think that you don't need to be the smartest person in the room. What you need to do is care about what's being talked about and be able to relate it. If it's a solution-oriented meeting, then relate the solution to the problems that take place on a daily basis. If it's about, determining something, then determine it and move on. Don't get too bogged down. Don't get too bogged down for too long, unless, it just depends on what it is. But you're real good at giving examples after you say something. For example.
For example.
You in a class of 150 people, because of your background, so here's where you're smarter, you're better, you're cultured, you're more cultured and more traveled than the students here on typically.
But there are other international students as well.
Right, I'm talking about American students, Kansas City students. You are an international student, and you are going to have much different perspective, and you're going to know more globally than people who are just from Kansas City. You are Muhammad, you're from one of, you just are. That's just how it is. So with that, you're going to be smarter in the room, but I would say it's an opportunity to not be egotistic or narcissistic, but to see that you've been given and you need to help these other people understand, I'd say.
If you are in a meeting and somebody asks you if you can or cannot do something, you don't have to answer immediately right there and say yes I can, and then feel the obligation to in order to do that, and say no I cannot, and you are rejecting an opportunity. That person or other people who heard you in that room may say, okay, this person is not eligible for opportunities, so I'm not gonna offer him mine, and you might not get another opportunity just because you said no to the first one. So if something unnecessary and I am going to do it, and somebody asks me, are you gonna do it, or when are you gonna do it, or when am I expecting to hear from you, you can say soon, or I have to run it to my boss and say, and then do that. That way you are not obligated to do it. They are not expecting to get it from you anytime soon, and when they get it, when you do it, they would know at that time. So that cuts off the extra talk around it and shows the actual work which you willingly and with a lot of effort did, not just because I have to. As an example, I started to work with KCUR in order to review their shows if I see something that is appropriate for our KHEN TV to put on. Appropriate as in fits in, not something that doesn't fit our TV channel. So I would have to review and then put them up on the TV channel, which is something I feel that's something outdated. It should be on a YouTube channel or something, but we'll see how things work on that. All we need is just a live show and just like a recorded show on that channel instead of a TV channel that only has access to Kansas City. But still not a bad thing. It's a really good start. But I think people are going to the alternative, which is online streaming. Going back to this, the KCR employees asked me if when I am going to send her an email and say, yeah, I'd like these 2 or 3 shows, and I would like to get their link in order to download them, put them on the KGN. She said, when are you going to email me? I said, I really don't know. Maybe I will have to run it by Kevin first and then get back to you on that. I still did not feel the obligation in order to go right now to their website and look for one, and now I sent them their email, and I did not feel the same obligation with Kevin, but I still did it anyway within 2 days, just because it happened. I woke up that morning feeling I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not. I don't even have it on mind, but it came up to my mind in the appropriate time, and I was able to review the episodes and chose a couple that I am interested in, and I sent it to her, and now she almost immediately responded and say, I'm surprised that you are on it, and sent me a response, and I'm gonna send them to you soon. That's pretty cool. So if you are expected to do something, either that person is gonna be disappointed or you having the obligation to do it. But if it's not on either on those categories, it might just happen, and it brings way more comfort and production into it. That's a concern. Yeah, we are 5 minutes, and so we have to get out or be out in order to wrap up this episode. Do you have any thoughts to share?
It's a new season, so we look forward to joining you. And there's a lot of work to be done. We'll continue developing the show. We like the format that it brings. I think it's great. And I don't know, we'll throw in some surprises here and there, and look to get, since we started earlier this semester, we're going to be able to get in more shows.
More content for sure,
I think
and quality rules over quantity.
Right.
Yeah, so shows that are not awesome or something may not get aired, and we're really worried about quality. We're gonna have to work on, other than construction, maybe we need a third person to bring new content, or just us going back and coming up with new content as well.
We could do that.
That's for sure.
We can do that. Do you have a busy week ahead?
I think I'm pretty much done.
Okay.
With it. I still have to do things or assignments in order to not be tight or
Late.
stressed.
Stressed, right.
next week.
Because they can just start building up. Just the requirements and the requests just start building up, and it can get overwhelming. I'm working, we're sleeping with Oliver. He wakes up at 3 in the morning. Oliver's up at 3 and he's ready to go. And then he's up until 8. So he's from 3 to 8, he's up. Maybe a little nap. But at 8 he really hits the nap for 2 hours, 3 hours. So a lot. We're at school, we're all over. It's been a lot of work.
You get in
It's
there,
fun.
you get in there.
It's
Totally.
fun. The baby's fun.
Just keep going. I still have assignments to do next week, but sometimes I feel like I should start now, or feel like I have things to write on the assignment. Most of the assignments usually are something about myself or something, because I'm taking an interpersonal communication and I have to write by myself, about myself. And if I feel like I have something to type, I would type it right now. And even though the assignment is not due till like a week or 10 days after, because at that time I'm almost positive, like 95%, that I'm not gonna have the I'll not say guts, I would say the motivation in order to continue it. All right, thank you everyone for tuning in and listening or searching. And this was the Sweet Canal. This is Mohammed.
And this is Luke.
And thank you guys for listening. See you next time.